do you have a favorite major?
So like that's putting me on the spot a little bit. I'm gonna piss some people off with this. I truly love Combo Breaker. Like I'm like obviously
That's
I'm
the
wearing
number
the
one I
hoodie.
hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I really enjoy. And for full disclosure, I work with Rick and stuff like that on the video side for Combo Breaker. I help make the trailers. I also help shoot the event, stuff like that.
That's another
Um,
question I had.
but I really enjoy it just because of the sheer amount of games it covers. Combo Breaker, people forget like Combo Breaker is running like 25 plus games in a weekend. And not just like the main games they have. Like they try to show love to every game. Like there's a damn Primal Rage tournament this year as a featured tournament. Um, and I really, 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 really enjoy that because like for a long time, people fixated on Street Fighter or people fixated on this game or whatever like the number one game was at the time. Whereas I've always been like, especially with I mentioned before we started the channel, like I've always been like, there's more to fighting games than just one game. So to see that kind of represented in an event is really cool. That's probably my favorite. That's the one I try to go to every year, not just because I work for it, but that's like my priority. Is like I think Evo is a spectacle, and I think everyone should go to Evo for sure, at least once. But if you want to play games and you want to like really get ingrained in the community, I think Combo Breaker is the event that you go to. Evo is like the world championship, and it's kind of like the pinnacle of what events should be. And I think Combo Breaker is like it encapsulates the heart and soul of fighting games. And I'm really happy that Rick is now the general manager of Evo because I'm starting to see some of that kind of come back to Evo. And like, we've got an arcade again. We have dedicated like console setups for side events and stuff like that. We have Vortex Gallery has their own stage and they run things like everything from like Punch Planet to like the Rama 1/2 on SNES. So like that's really surreal. Like this year, like it was really surreal to be like on one side of the ballroom, there's Mortal Kombat 11 finals going on. And on the other half, it's like, some weird, obscure fighting game I've never like Kazuna Encounter Finals is going on the other half, and they're both on giant stages and they're both having the same time, and everyone's having a good time. They're like, yeah, this is the Evo. I want to see this continue to evolve. So I'm really happy that Rick has taken some of the ideas that he kind of developed in Combat Records brought over to Evo because now I'll have two really good tournaments I want to go to. But you might not be able to afford to go to a Combat Breaker or afford to go to Evo. So like if you're lucky enough to have somewhere in your area that you can go and play fighting games, like a small regional or a small local stuff like that, like I think it's important to keep supporting those as well. And if you can only make it to like some other kind of like smaller event, stuff like that, like don't be disappointed. But like everyone starts from like the ground level, so you never know. Like Combo Breaker, I think if you go look back at what Combo Breaker looked like when it first started, it was like not anything close to what it is now.
Yeah.
So like if you can't make it to these other big events, you can't make it to all this kind of stuff, but like continue to support your stuff and maybe contribute and try to help grow it into the next big thing. You never know what'll happen.